Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. Good morning. This is Spirit Journey. Wow. I have my window open, cracked open right now. That's my little doggy you see, my little Pekingese. Yeah. Yes, good morning. Today is Thursday, August 31st, 2023, and the time is what's that? About 9:10 a.m. Oh, I'm just experiencing a moment here of this cool breeze. I just want to just give my thanks. It feels wonderful. It's like around 63 degrees Fahrenheit. The sun is out. It feels beautiful. It feels very electric. Yeah. Yes. Good morning, viewer. Good morning. Thank you for coming on. Good morning. Oh, it's just a good moment right now in time, and I just want to just take the moment. Yeah, I've been up now for a couple of hours. Yes, it's just after 9 a.m. New York City time, and yeah, I've been up. I think since 5 o'clock. I already had my water with minerals in it, and very reminiscing. Um, I want to talk about two major things. I want to talk about I tell you all that I do my morning meditation, and I saw another vision, and I want to talk about Trump. Those are two things I want to talk about, major things. But I just wanted to take a moment when I turned on the camera to do this live stream. I'm feeling the breeze on me, and I just love it. I love when you have the window open and the wind blows the curtains. It's a fascination that I have with it. Yeah, it's the things that are invisible that move the physical world. Yes, it is the things that are invisible that move the physical world. When you have the window cracked open, the wind moves the curtain like you see right now, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, there is power in the things that are unseen. And interesting, I didn't know I was going to be saying that, people. And I think it is going to link into what I'm going to talk about, the vision that I had this morning, early this morning when I awakened. I was dreaming earlier, and then I awakened, and I saw what I saw. Yeah, I do a morning meditation upon awakening. I do it right here in bed. Uh, I keep my eyes closed upon awakening. I just keep them closed purposely. And then just stare into my eyelids, my closed eyelids, and let it happen. And so what happened? So what I saw today, um, there was I call it an energy light. Sometimes the vision develops in stages, not all at once. Sometimes it's all at once, but many times it's not. And today is one of those things. It developed. Like first, I saw like what I call an energy light. If you could imagine if an energy source could be almost like solid, an intense, concentrated light. It was like a yellowish, slightly greenish, a murky color, but it was intense color, and it was just like a weird shape, and I think it intensified the light. And then I see like a chair, a couch. I said like what do you call it? Like a lounge chair, I think you call it. It it's it was like I noticed the center part of the chair, like the part that you sit upon. It was like stuffed, like uh, puffy because they had like stuffing in it. It looked, the texture of it looked like leather. It was at like a tan color. The center was darker, a darker brown, uh, like a medium light, and then the edges of the part you sit down was a lighter color. And then it started to develop more. Then what developed was like like the backrest of the chair. Um, it was it like flared out like a fan almost like on the base part it was narrower like the like the width of an average size man, and then it went outward, spread outward, and it was a high back, and then the armrests of the chair started to develop. They were, it was big. It was like a, a very masculine chair, if I could say that. I'm not trying to sound sexist or anything like that. I'm just describing what it seemed like a very well built chair. It had the armrest, um, very puffed, and give a lot of support. And it had like a leathery, um, like a matte finish, tan or brownish in color. And then I saw a being sitting on this chair, like a lounge chair. You know, one of those things that you're in your living room, big and comfy. You watch this fireplace or your favorite movie or something. It's one of those type of things. Really nicely constructed a look. And then that light was in the center of the chair now, or the couch, whatever you call it, and it changed shape. And the shape, I kid you not, a being, non-human being, and it was resting on this, you know, this couch or chair, and like at first, like when I see these visions, like I may see it from different perspectives. Like I might see it like first I was like in front of the chair, facing the person, and then then I moved up, like the position of my vision started to move above the chair, and then the being, because the being was developing like from the light form, and then it started to take shape, and then I saw the shape. It was you're gonna think I'm crazy. It was the dragon being. I don't do drugs. I never did drugs. I don't drink. Live a clean lifestyle. Again, this is during a meditation and the vision that I saw. Yes, hello, viewer. Hello. Um, the being that I saw uh, was um, a, a dragon being, people, like a dragon, or like a reptile. Um, it had, it was a little, the features of it was a little different because I've seen I call it a crocodile. The first time I saw it, it was as clear could be. It wasn't like the energy thing that changed. I saw it right on, like boom. I saw it was clear, solid form. But this was a little different. This one seemed more stylized. Um, it had a stylized crocodile-like face. I don't think it had clothes on. I saw legs, It had its legs out. It had its legs crossed, like the like heel to like the legs crossed, like the heels are together, crisscross, and just relaxing. It had its arms on the uh, armrest of this couch, or this uh, comfy leather-looking chair. And again, now my vision was like moving upward upon it, like on top. And then I could see that like the form of this reptile crocodile being was now looking upward. And I could see that the face, okay, the face had it had a flared nose, and it had these horns, like these short horns, like right by the nostrils, that kind of curled upward, facing each other, curled inward of the face, and large, 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 large eyes, bubble eyes, like two big bubble eyes. And it just looked what you call style. I know many of you may not understand what I mean stylized. Like, in those Japan, they have these um, like they that like China and Japan. I think they have like the dragon, the year of the dragon, and they have these drawings of the dragon, the face. It's kind of stylized. That's what it looked like. The face. That's what it looked like. Its legs were. It wasn't that long. It didn't seem very long, but it was solid. Not too. It just firm body. The 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 legs just kind of like straight. Thick legs, but not thick sturdy legs. It had like feet, like imagine a person's feet, a regular person's feet. Like it didn't have feet like a bird. It had feet like a lizard. Imagine taking like a lizard. I know it's weird, um, but humanize the feet, make it look kind of a little human like, because they had a foot but the toes were like like a reptile. It had the like claw, the toes like a reptile, and it's just reclining and it's looking upward because now my vision is above it. So initially it was in front of the chair, and then slowly my vision moved upward. So now I'm looking downward at the chair, and then I see like because how it developed, like it it, it developed uh, over time, because it was changing shape. Not that it was shape shifting, but like because initially it was a light, and then the chair developed in the vision, and then the being on the chair started to take shape, and it was looking upward, and it just looked very stylized. It was the color was distorted because uh, again, because something that just goes like that you see it like because it had like a light to it. Um, it was a like a greenish, brownish, golden color because that's how the light seemed to be. So it was semi-solid, you know, and I'm looking downward, and I see the thing is looking up, and I see that it has the big eyes. And at first I thought, see, I saw beings like this before in my vision. And the last time I saw the being, there were two crocodile, there were two crocodile face beings. They were female. In my opinion, they looked like females. And had those big, big, big eyes. They were pretty, actually. They were looking upward also. I was seeing from above, and they were looking upward. One was they were facing diagonally to each other. The two what looked like it just seemed like females to me, and young. They looked very young. I know it sounds weird that something looked young. I mean, how could a crocodile being look young or old? But that's just how I felt. They had a shorter face, and they had large eyes. They were jewels eyes, like I think a gold. It was a pretty color. I'm not sure whether it was a gold color or green, but they're absolutely beautiful. And they're looking upward at me. They look relaxed and calm. And then I stopped. So initially, when I saw that it was a crocodile face, and it was changing the shape, it's developing more like a solid face. Uh, and I saw it was a male. It looked male, very masculine. I said, I opened my eyes because I didn't want to. I didn't want to invade his privacy. Uh, and the reason behind that, I laugh because, and again, I didn't plan on seeing what I saw. What happened, like in one of my meditation sessions, about maybe 3 months ago. I think it was 3 months ago. I forget. It was this year. It just happened. The vision. I saw what looked like an African man, a young African man. In my opinion, it looked like a black African man, not an American or anything like that. Um, I told you guys about it before. He too was sitting on a comfy leather chair, cushion, really nice. And I was facing him from above, and he didn't see me. He was looking straight ahead, and he was like jumping in his chair, like in excitement because he liked what he was looking at. I didn't see what he was looking at, but because the room was dark, but a light source was on him, so it was either a TV set or a monitor, watching a video or something. And then slowly he looked up and he saw me. Well, he got angry. He gritted his teeth and he grabbed, you won't believe this, he grabbed a spear and he started jabbing in the in the direction where I was, my spirit was, whatever what he saw. He was doing it to me. Yeah, he was shirtless, and he had like three long ethnic necklaces on. Yeah, I said, oh, shoot. So I opened my eyes. I said, oh, I felt really bad because I'm not here to invade anybody's privacy. I do a meditation, and whatever I see, I see. And I'm just assuming it's like watching a TV set. A lot of the things I see, it's like you're watching a movie. You might see an image or you see people talking or whatever. Yes, I've seen animals, and some of the visions I say are extremely clear, ultra focus, deep color, and may look more real than this world looks. And so when I saw that this man, this African looking guy, I just, okay, this just like watching a movie. But he saw me. He looked up and he saw him, whatever what he saw. I don't know what he's seeing, but he was in a frenzy. So when I had opened my eyes to try to break the connection, I felt so apologetic, And I waited a couple of seconds and I closed my eyes back. Well, it resumed back to the vision. And he's not in a frenzy. He's standing up from his chair with his spear, and he's trying to spear me. I said, oh, shoot. And I opened my eyes again. I said, oh, God. What I realized, people, with that experience, that your energy body, or whatever what it is, what part of me is there in that other dimension, that it lingers there even after you open your eyes, whatever. Your energy, I guess your energy body could still linger in a room, even though you disengage and whatever, it still lingers. Because when I closed my eyes back, he was at a frenzy and like it's fighting. This is something else, people. I don't believe in invading anybody's privacy. And so, with today's vision and seeing the crocodile being, again, it was stylized. It just looked fancier. It had exaggerated nostrils. It had these big eyes. It just had, it was it just looked like, what you've seen in drawings in Japan or China with the, they're into the dragon or it looked like that, the face. Very stylized like that. That's what I saw today. Yeah, it didn't look that long, but it had a sturdy looking body. The thigh, it had thick calves. The whole leg, from the knee down was thick. And the thigh part was just a little bigger, you know. Um, I just couldn't believe it's looking up. I see. Oh yeah. So I was afraid, like when I saw that, it was looking upward in my direction. I didn't want to see it clearly. I was afraid for its eyes to really, because again, it's developing the shape, and I was afraid to see the eyes clearly looking at me, because I didn't know what it would do to me. I didn't want to upset it, and it's relaxing on its real fancy chair, leather chair. Yeah, he was having, he was chilling out, and that's what I saw today. And I opened my, I said, nope, I don't want him, like the African fellow. I said, and I don't want, I don't want any dragon man. To, because let me tell you, people, it was just a couple of years ago. I watched this program with, his name is Jordan Maxwell. He passed away about a year and a half ago. He died last year, 2022, I think in January. He was a famous researcher of hidden truth, secret organizations, humanity, and all that. Jordan Maxwell. And he relayed a story about some friends he knew, and he was in like a thing. What's that? Nevada or Colorado, around the around the area 51 place, and he's with the. I think it was him that was giving the story. Well, either way, the story was that they were on this cliff, and they're looking down. They're with a bunch of people, and they saw something they weren't supposed to see. It was a group of people wearing robes, and there was the reptile being amongst them in the robe. And when they saw that, they got scared and ran. But just before they would, when they turned to run, well, the being saw them, and it materialized in front of them. And the reptile being, whatever what you call it, warned them that you better not tell people what you saw. And then it disappeared. I kid you not. So I do not want to piss off anybody. And what I, because I remember that story also. And I want to give it, that's my little doggy. Yeah, so I wanted to give it respect, its privacy. And I was just afraid to see those eyes, you know. Uh, but it's interesting when I saw the two female crocodile, alligator beings, whatever it is. They look very young. In my opinion, they seem like preteens or something. I don't know. It just sounds like you can see things and you could determine, like you said, okay, I think that's a male or female of a species, or okay, I think that's like a baby of the species or a young child. You know what I'm saying? And the children, they look like females and had beautiful eyes. It was actually very pretty. I said, oh, that must be a female. They look pretty, like a pretty thing. But honey, this thing that I saw today was very male energy, and I'm not gonna deal with any male. So that was my vision, and it's interesting that I start this live stream regarding my window. This is my window, and the window is cracked open a little bit, and it's a beautiful cool breeze. It's like maybe 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Absolutely feels absolutely beautiful here, and I mentioned that it is the invisible that moves the physical. So you see what's happening. You see the curtain moving, right? You see that? It's moving. But you don't see what's moving it, but something is moving it. The wind. You don't see the wind, you feel the wind. And it's my opinion now, the invisible that affects the, the invisible affects the visible world. And so with the vision that I saw today, you don't see these things with the naked eye, right? But when you're in your meditation state and you see a vision, that is not part of this physical world, in my opinion. I don't know where these things live. That's what's really interesting. I think there are different planes of existence in the non-physical world. When you're in a meditation, you could be anywhere. Your mind could go anywhere. And there are different realities out there. Different realities. Some of the things I see seem like almost like a cartoon type of thing, and they're bicolor, like they're only two shades of light and dark, and they're blended. And I've seen this effect on when you use computer graphics. You have a video editing software, and you can change the texture of something, or the type of the coloring. You can make it look sort of like a cartoon type of thing. You can take a video and the software can make it look almost like a cartoon. You could change the color, make it bicolor, so shades of gray. It's really interesting. You have that, and that's what I saw in other visions. And it just looks like, wow, what is this? But I believe they really exist out there. There is other realities out there. And so now getting into Trump, number 45. Yeah, I know that many people do not follow Trump. I'm from New York City. And Trump is from New York City. Trump is from New York City. I was born in Queens. He was born in Queens. I was raised in Hollis, Queens. He was raised in Jamaica Estates, just up the hill from me, about a mile away. That's pretty close. I would consider that a neighbor, being like a mile away. Wouldn't you say so? Yeah, he was raised with money. Yes, he was. And then he had his place in Manhattan. And I live in Manhattan, not far from where he lives. Not far, about again, less than a mile away from him. Maybe a mile, but it could be a little less than a mile. But yeah, let's just say a mile away from him. And so he's the only politician my growing up that's from, that I have, any knowledge of. I never met him, never met him. But he's been in the New York scene for 43 years, 43 years that I known of him. And no one in New York City, black or white or yellow or red, whatever, no one said anything about him being a bigot or racist. Never I heard it. Never. He's always who you see. He never changed. He was always very brash. He liked to show off his money. Yes, he was a proud man and he loved being rich. Yes. But isn't that what the rappers always talk, the rap singers always talk about money and power? Well, Trump is the epitome, if that's the word, epitome of money and power, isn't he? Yeah, he is a souped up alpha male rich guy, just like what these rappers want to personify, right? Yeah, I was introduced to, um, going on what they call the Trump train in 2016. I was hearing things over the internet regarding Trump. And I, let's see, I was scared to watch him. I have to be honest, because the propaganda in New York City is very, very anti-Trump. Even though he is a native son, Trump is our native son. We don't have to guess where he's from or who his parents are. He is a New Yorker, a native born New Yorker. And so I was scared to watch him because of the politics here. I was just scared. But I saw this young kid, a black kid at that, dark skinned black kid, very, very handsome little boy. He was a preteen, looked about 12 years old. And he's speaking very, very eloquent. I told this story before. He spoke with knowledge. And I said, wow, let me take a look at this Trump. This black kid talk about Trump like this? Hey, let me check him out. Yeah, the young boy knew politics. So I ventured into uh, the no zone. Yeah, it was a no zone. But I said, let me just check. My curiosity got the best of me. And I got hooked. I got hooked on the things he talked about America being great, make America great. Uh, and he talked positive about America. He said, America first. And I like that because I live in New York City and everything is about foreigners first. Foreigners first. And no, I'm not anti foreigner. I've lived most of my life in New York City and always surrounded by people from other places. And in fact, most of my contacts were not American. Most of my contacts were always people from other places. So that was not my thing. Again, I was not against that. But there's a growing tension, though, with newer people coming and it was getting more, it's getting more competitive. And in certain parts of New York City, it gets kind of neighborhoody, if you know what I mean. If you're not of their ethnicity or whatever what you want to call it, you don't feel welcomed. And this is New York City. I mean, I live in the heart of New York City, but the outer boroughs like Queens, where I'm from, it's very neighborhoody, and I don't like that feeling. Um, and even in Manhattan, if you go way uptown, you don't feel wanted, and they don't want you there. And I've told stories about that. I try to, I had more tolerance back then. I mean, I played it off when I went uptown to get my hair done. Um, and I was being challenged by one of them. He obviously doesn't like me there. He wasn't doing my hair. He was just standing there. The woman was doing my hair. He was just standing there, and he said what he said. And I spoke very kindly to him. And I told him, I said, hey, my father was born here, and I just wanted to come up and visit. He says, oh, so you just seen the old neighborhood. And, you know, he's, chilled out. Now, yes, I could have talked back very hostile, but I remembered what he said. And that was maybe 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. And so, fast forward, 10 years later, things changed. And um, my hearing about Trump, when he said America first, and I saw that the political climate of the newer immigrants, I felt like I was being pushed out. And this is my country. I'm born here. But I never said that to people. I'm not that type of person say, well, I'm born here to someone in the face. No, because one day I might want to go visit other places and stuff, and I wouldn't want someone to say that to me. Be polite. Be polite. Respect the environment where you are. Respect the people. Dress the custom. You don't want to offend people. Some countries they dress conservative. You know what I'm saying? Use common sense. Respect people's environment. Okay. So all the things that were happening to me in New York City, it kind of left a nasty taste in my mouth. And so when Trump came along, he reinforced, hey, uh, start loving your country, love America, and America first. And I liked it. And I watched everything that I could find on Trump, but I kept it pretty much a secret. I did do a video on him during election time. Yes, I did. Uh, it's the first time in my voting history that I ever felt compelled to vote. I wasn't into voting because I didn't care for anybody. But for the first time in my adult history, that I wanted to vote for this person, and I like what he stood for me, about America first, and I felt he wanted to make it better, and I'm all about that. What's wrong of saying America first and make America great again? What's wrong with that? What's wrong of wanting the best for your country? You have many people from other countries that live right here in New York City, and we celebrate their holidays. We have all these parades here from different nationals, and we celebrate with them. There's nothing they don't they're not shy about their flag. So why should I be ashamed of mine? Yes, there are things that certain people in government have done, bad things. Oh, we all know that. Yes, we all know that. But I'm not about doing evil. I want peace and love for everybody. So if these foreigners could have their flag and flag it in America, I could have the American flag if I want one, and in pride. You have a lot of people that come to America and they love the wealth. and and then they send money home. Now, I don't like when they're sapping and sucking up our riches, and then they have something bad to say. Get out. People do that. Get out of my country. You're gonna suck all our resources and then send your money home to your home country and then say bad things. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. So, but for the first time in my adult life, 2016, I got on the Trump train and I felt good inside about myself. I felt good inside. And when he won, I celebrated with them. And then the other, then he what do you call it? He was going again for the second election, and I was disappointed. We all know that he won, and he had a right to contest. He had a right to contest the election. We all saw the videos, at least I saw the videos in Georgia. Those ladies taking boxes out from under the table, they didn't see the camera that was on them, or maybe they just didn't care. And they put the ballots through the machine several times, the same ones. They were cheating. And there was a meeting, like a conference regarding the election. Remember that? It lasted several days. You had witnesses, you had videotape. And so, how could they say that Trump is trying to uh, go and get, something about the election, like election fraud, something that they charged him with, some phony charge? Everyone has a right to contest, say, hey, I want this investigated. And then again, the videos, I saw those videos of those ladies in Georgia in particular. And it's interesting that it's Georgia that put the arrest on him and had generated that famous mugshot. They did that to shame him. They did that, that woman, that black woman, did that to shame him. She should be ashamed of herself because see, in history now, when we look back, we're gonna look back at all these criminal-minded people and the people who did things against America. Those people, no matter who you vote for, you have a right to vote for who you like. You can even vote for yourself. But you have a right that you have an honest election. I don't care who votes for who. It is your right as a U.S. citizen. You can vote for anybody, and you shouldn't have uh, get people trying to thug you because who you want to vote for. No, it's freedom of election. I'm open for all people. Everybody has a right to vote. You register to vote, you should be able to vote freely without harassment. Anybody. I don't care who you vote for. I've never been about, oh, I don't like so and so because you vote. I couldn't care less who you vote for. It is none of my business who anybody votes for. But it's the first time in my adult history that I ever wanted to vote. And when that election, that re-election thing, and yes, the election, in my opinion, was tampered with. Yes, it was tampered with. Um, oh, I just got a pop-up message from someone that I lived in Hawaii with. Yeah, so I can't wait to see that message. Yeah. So what happened now? Yeah, so he had a right to contest. And they kept putting all these look at that, trumped up charges against him. And I honestly thought, okay, because he got arrested several times remember, but there was never a mugshot. But Georgia, and see, it's always the people who are the most corrupt that want to shame you, okay? It was Georgia that had the most evidence against them of tampering with the election. And those people should be arrested because it's on camera what they were doing. So it backfired on that lady. Yeah, they gave the mugshot, and I think he also got fingerprinted. Well, when he came in all splendor. He came in on his personal jet. I feel he came in power, and then he had an escort like you never. It was a wow. It was a whole slew of motorcycles, and then followed by an entourage of those big black vehicles. I said that is power. That's what I said to myself. I said, that is a sign of power. Yeah, he's not backing down, and he's not stupid either. Yeah, he's going to come with his entourage to turn himself in for who knows what's going to happen. He was going to post bail, so he knew that he would just post his bill and leave. And that's what happened. But he came in there with power. But then later on, I saw the videos of other black Americans. Most of them were black men, young black dudes, that was saying for the first time in my hearing, uh, young black urban men saying pro-Trump. They even said Trump forever. Did you see that? I felt elated. I mean, it's been since 2016. It felt like I had to be like live in the closet about my being a pro-Trump. My family is against Trump. They hate him. Um, and so I can't really say anything. And I'm the oddball of my family. And so now it seemed like the Trump mugshot, they fell in love with. It blew my mind. I really thought that once the mugshot came out that they will laugh at him and all that. That's what I thought. Especially living in New York City. New York City is very anti-Trump. Very. And so when I saw the videos coming out of the black dudes saying pro-Trump stuff, I was like elated. I was elated for the first time. I didn't feel as afraid anymore. I thought I'd be beat up if people found out in New York, in Manhattan or New York City, that I support Trump. Well, these guys, these street dudes, man, ooh wee, they were saying things, and all of them seemed to say things about money, that that Trump wasn't about one person said Trump wasn't about politics, he was about money. And yeah, going on like that. And yeah, he wanted us to get off our, you know what, and start working and making money. And that's what they all, seem to be saying in this video. It was a collage of different speakers and their sentiment of Trump. And I was shocked. I was trying to find more and more videos like that. So anybody knows any videos that I can watch on it, it greatly encouraged me. It put a smile on my face because things here in New York City are so depressing. I am so depressed living here. I mean, I love New York City, but New York City needs help. New York City is in trouble, big time. The black dudes on the street, they're doing heroin now on the street. I've been here for 43 years. I mean, briefly, I was away. I used to live in Hawaii briefly and in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands briefly, but and a little bit Florida too. Yeah, but I'm a New Yorker. I've been here uh, most of my life. I'm 60 years old, be 61 the end of the year. I'm a New Yorker, and I've never seen people doing drugs, this type of drugs on the street. You even having white people, young white people from who knows where, coming to New York and they're sleeping on the sidewalk. They look real dirty. They look worse than the black people that live on the street. Yeah, I'm being very real. You have the white homeless people from who knows where coming to New York City because we have what they call the Port Authority bus terminal, and I think they're coming in through that. And they look really down and out, man. And it's going down. I mean, the poverty is going down. And you have the migrants that are coming into the hotels right by where I live. They're 2 blocks away. This one particular migrant, the hotel where the migrants stay in. And it's getting bad, people. It's getting real bad. Yeah, we have a black mayor, but you have a lot of, like I mentioned in I think it was yesterday's video, that you have, they get into office in these, what do you call it, Democrat cities, and they just get the black vote. They don't have to do anything else but be black, but they don't help black people. They're not about trying to lift up or encourage uh, us, but they're putting in all the resources for the migrant workers. I was told that the hotels here is $500 a night. $500 a night. And they're housing these migrants who don't want to learn the language, who don't want to, assimilate. And I said, no, you're turning your back on your own people. Because even though he's black, he got the black vote and he got in, but it's not about black people. He's not about making New York great again. I want New York great again. New York City is a great, great city, but it's decaying quickly. The lives of black folk in New York is really on the decline, and the migrants are being favored at job sites. Construction workers, oh, they hire all the migrants. There are no black people in these construction sites. If you do see a black person, they're usually from the West Indies. A black person from the West Indies. And there are few of them, very few. But that's who's getting the jobs. And no, I'm not anti-migrant. I'm pro-America. I am pro serve your own first. It's okay to help others. It's fine to help anybody who needs help, but you should help your own countrymen first. Your countrymen and countrywomen should get jobs first. They should get housing first. They should have opportunity to go to school first. It is okay to love yourself first. If you don't love yourself first, it is impossible to love others. It is impossible to love others if you don't love yourself first. So here we got a mayor, black mayor, who's from the hood in Queens, not far from where I lived. He's from South Jamaica, Queens, New York. One of the roughest areas in Queens, man. It's the poorest, one of the poorest areas. Very high crime. And what is he doing? He's doing absolutely nothing to help the local people of New York City. A lot of the rich white people left. And now you have a whole, these high-rise buildings? These high-rise buildings that you see for the, apartments, the high-rise apartments, not a lot of white people in them. Who are in them, who could afford them, are the young Asian students. And no, I'm not anti-Asia. I'm just saying what it is. Who are occupying these fancy buildings are people from East Asia and South Asia. That's who's in them. The whites now, they're leaving. So now the whites that you see, the whites that you do see here, those are the tourists. Yeah, the tourists are coming here, the white tourists. And then you have those whites who are drug addicts who are coming in through the Port Authority who are sleeping on the sidewalk. That is what's happening in the heart of New York City. And I feel like I'm being pushed out. I don't feel as welcome here. I'm getting racially profiled for the first time, and I'm a grown ass woman. I'm a grown ass woman. I'm 60 years old. I'll be 61 the end of this year. And all of a sudden getting racially profiled. And I'm not being racially profiled by white people. It is horrible. I'm very sensitive, if you didn't realize. Yeah, I'm a very sensitive woman. Yeah, I wear my what is that, my head on my sleeve, whatever that. Yeah, I'm very sensitive. I love New York City and I want to stay here because I see it's the best. I mean, if I want to go to a park, we got Central Park. If I want to see the water, I could go to the uh, Hudson River and see beautiful waters and boats. We have everything here. We have fantastic stores. It is a really nice place. But now, with the liberals, see, we got blinded. Yeah, what the power group now in New York City, in my opinion, are the alphabet soup people, and they're many of them are socialist communist types. Yeah, so you have that. You have the socialist communist slash alphabet soup people that have the political control of New York City, the heart of the city, and they're full of hate and anything to improve. See, they want to take over. They want to take over Manhattan, the heart of Manhattan. And they're bringing in foreign students to occupy the new I'm sorry, new apartment units. Yeah. Yeah, you go to those Ivy League schools here in New York City, and the mass number of them are foreign students because it's more money. It's all about money. But to kick you out, the locals, they push them out, recruit all these foreign students who pay. They have to have money to go to those schools, the private schools here, colleges, the Ivy League. You have to pay more money as a foreign student. Oh yes, where do they get this money from? They're occupying. They getting their presence known. That's all I'm saying. Their presence are being very well known. They congregate now in my building on the rooftop, and nothing wrong with that. See, they know that the city is good. That's what I'm saying. That the city is going to be theirs, and they're just waiting for the time to come when they have full control over New York City, the money power behind New York City. They are the new money. These people here, they're about in their mid 20s. Oh, yeah. And could live in this type of building. Oh, yeah, this building is in the thousands of dollars. So one of the units that I saw uh, over 10 years ago was going for 40, I'm sorry, over $4,500 a month. $4,500 a month. Yeah, one of the what do you call it? The janitor, the people who cleans up and repairs, had asked me, hey, one of the tenants left, and there's a table. Hey, you want to come see it? So I came up. I said, yeah, I'll take it. And he was telling me about the unit, that the lady was from Britain, and she's going back home, and how much she paid for the unit. About $4,500 a month. That was 10 years ago. So just over 10 years ago. So what about now they're paying? What are these units costing now? It is much more. And they're affording it. Yep, and they go out, they have a good time. Yep. But you don't see any black people in this building meeting up. See, they work smart. See, I commend the new people from Asia because they work smart and they network. The party that I saw down below on the rooftop, yeah, they were networking. Half of them were Asian, the other half were white. They all look like, college grad, mid-20s. Very polished look. And it's just a matter, they know it's a matter of time where they're the only ones there in these buildings. And who's going to be doing the menial work? Well, that's where the migrants come in. They're going to use the migrant workers for the dirty work, and they're going to kick out the black people to do nothing, to live on the street. That's what I see, and that's where I'm sad about. And so when I was watching the reaction of the urban blacks that was celebrating Trump, I said maybe there's still hope for us. Maybe there's hope for New York City, for the black New Yorkers, the guys especially, to stop doing the drugs, to get off their rumps and start saying, hey, make demands. One person said over the internet that it has to take black people to save, what is it, to save people from Biden. You heard me right. Yeah, it is the black vote that would determine a lot about this coming up election. It's a little over a year from now. It's going to take the black vote to not get Biden in. That is a dangerous man. See, we believed the lie about racism about Trump, and those were the communist socialists that were against him, that made up the lies, that was stealing the ballots, and then we believed it. Many of us black folk believed it. I had this acquaintance, this black woman that I met. Um, I met her at a lecture. Yeah, I went to see David Icke, the researcher, the famous David Icke from Britain. And she was there. She was right behind me. It was just a few black people that went to see this lecture. And we just started talking and we exchanged numbers. She was really fun to talk to. And she was a Trump supporter. Well, a year later, when I went to say hello to her, I texted her a message, hey, how you doing? And she seemed very hostile. Yeah, our relationship was based on Trump. When the voting, when they were counting the votes, with Trump, back in 2016, Yeah, we were texting each other, say, "Hey, look at this, look at," we were commenting on what we were watching on TV. It was fun. I had a fun time that election day. Yeah. Yeah, we were both going back and forth, texting each other, and enjoying the election results and all that. Then I contacted her a year ago, just saying how's she doing, and she gave me this cold shoulder, and I got again. She didn't tell me what the problem was, and I said to myself, "Oh, she's probably not a Trump supporter anymore." And again, that's her business. But I think she fell into the hype of, "Oh, he must be a bigot," and that's the impression I got. Because we never had an argument. We were on good terms, and our relationship was based on, hey, the Trump and that David Icke. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun friendship. So I think people started believing lies, and we should make a lesson out of this. Don't always believe the hype. If someone treated you well, then they treat you well. Not everybody's going to like anybody, you know what I mean? Give people the space to like or dislike. It's okay. Not everybody's going to like me, and I'm not going to like everybody. It's just life. But respect people's differences, yes. Respect people's differences, give them their space, and so be it. So that's what it was. And I loved, I love I love the fact that I feel hope when I see about the election, the possible hope. But I realize also that you know they could like bring Trump up in order to slap him down, and that's what I'm afraid for him. I'm afraid for him for that. I really hope the best for him. So yeah, I'm on here for a while, and I want to take advantage of this beautiful, beautiful Thursday. And I want to go to the movies. I saw that they're going to have like a pre-screen. I guess it's a pre-screening of that new Denzel Washington movie. I want to go see it, and I may even get popcorn. I know I shouldn't eat their popcorn because they have these chemicals in it, but I think I might get some anyhow, and then maybe do a cleansing after. But yeah, seeing Trump and seeing the black folk here in America uh, cheering him on makes me feel that there's hope in America and hope for black America to get our act together. Yeah. So I thank you for this opportunity to speak, and I hope you like this content. I always speak from the heart. And I know not everyone is going to agree with me, but that's okay. It's okay to disagree. But where your heart is, may your heart be well and happy. Peace, love, joy, and harmony and favor to you, to everyone on the planet. Peace, love, joy to you. Oh, let me show you Lily before I go. Yeah, hey, Lily. Hi. Yeah, she's just waking up. I love you, Lily. Yeah, that's my little girl. So I thank you again. Until next time, folks. Bye bye.